and
Wow.
she's going to speak about her work, and here we go.
So I'll definitely say, like, I feel like I can't talk about my work without talking about my relationship with painting. 'Cause my relationship with painting is almost like a romantic relationship. Like, I discovered oil when I was about 15, and I've been in love ever since. Like any relationship, after, like, you meet and you have that introductory phase, you do everything you can to, like, learn about that person. And so I'm reading books, and I'm studying color theory, and I'm learning master techniques. When I got into college, I realized I liked figures, and that I was fairly good at them. And so I started painting figures, but I still wasn't entirely really sure about what my work was about. And I kind of stumbled upon some things by accident. I started painting on paper when I was in college, doing small little paintings that they would touch right directly next to each other, and so it would be panel next to another panel next to another panel, and it might be 10 little panels that made up a whole larger painting. And I was really interested in, like, narrative, conversations, discussions that they could all have together. And I started using photographs unintentionally, but really, I think I really started intentionally realizing what I was doing. I had a friend of mine that actually passed when I was in grad school in a really bad car accident when I was in Kentucky. And a few of our friends, like, survived, and they made it. One obviously passed, and so I'm living in a hospital for a couple of days with my other best friend. And after, as part of, like, my grieving process, I ended up finding images from that actual accident online, and I started painting them, and I created this painting. I think it was the first time I intentionally, like, actively made a choice to use photography as a source material. And from there, it just kind of took on and it spread. And I started playing around with, like, three-dimensional paintings, multiple panels layered on top of each other. And then after I graduated, and I'm still painting, and I'm trying to figure out, like, exactly what it is that I'm doing, because I wasn't really sure. When you kind of have those moments where you're making work, but you're not entirely sure where it's going, but you're doing something, and you're kind of figuring it out. I started realizing that I am really attracted to, like, the stuff that we put up online. I'm a very nosy person. I love people watching. I like seeing what everyone's doing when I go out. I don't have to talk. Like, what's most interesting for me is watching people, and not actually talking to them, but anytime we're anywhere, like, our body is talking. Like, our body language says more than sometimes our mouth does. And I started realizing that's what I'm really attracted to. And I started looking at Facebook, coincidentally. When I first started doing this, I think I was really kind of, like, ashamed to say that I was inspired by Facebook. Like, I didn't want to, like, admit it. I thought it was kind of like a bad thing. And now I totally fully embrace it. Like, I steal photos from Facebook. I'm drawn to the fact that we put so much up that most people wouldn't have done, like, 20 years ago. Like, it's really interesting, I find, like, this online persona we have. Which is why I kind of call my work so